Good day, Calgary Catholic, and welcome to the presentation, Jump Math in the Classroom. My name is Bev Dutton, and I am part of the new curriculum implementation team working under the direction of Dr. Lynn Leslie, the supervisor of new curriculum implementation. I am the consultant in the area of math supports. I'd like to start by saying thank you for all the hard work that you are doing in your classrooms. We know that it has been an extremely busy time in education, and our hope is that the resources that have been provided to you have allowed you some opportunities to explore and just try a couple of lessons out. Please know that we are here for you as we navigate this new curriculum. What is Jump Math? Who is Jump Math? Dr. John Mighton is the creator of Jump Math, and I'd like to share his little video about the fascination with math. All right. So we'll head back here. And with Jump Math, it is a very, as he said, a very scaffolded program. It is one of those resources that you will go lesson by lesson and you need to look ahead and see what you are about to teach as well as what you have taught. And so this little picture here shows the teaching portion is elicited discussions and explicit teaching that leads to practice with a variation theory for scaffolding, and then into assessment and differentiation and bonusing. And so the teacher here is still using manipulatives and guiding, having a guided lesson here with a smaller group of kids. We'll go on to the next slide. Now, what supports have we provided as well on our district EPD? Shelley Gartner is amazing, and she's our elementary math curriculum consultant. So she has put a short box that's actually called Jump Math Supports. You can access that through the new curriculum um, link on EPD, as well as you can go to new curriculum and hit the Google Site supports, which is available at bit.ly /NCIS dash site. And that will take you to the resources for Jump Math. So I'm going to just jump over there myself. Ha ha ha. I'm going to jump and show you when you get to the site. If you click on grade 1, grade 2, or grade 3 for math and you want some resources, you would just click on the resources link here and it'll take you. Actually, I'm going to do it for you. I'll show you how it goes. So we got the grade 1 resources at the top, and it actually goes with the ELAL resources. And then we go into our math resources. And then we also have our phys ed and wellness resources available for you. So I'm going to just scoot back up here to Jump Math. Now, one of the recommendations is that you do sign up on the Jump Math website. Here you have downloads, you've got teacher guides, lessons, PowerPoints, and support packs. Notice that the password here has a capital A for Alberta. The French site also has teacher guides, lesson support packs. And the difference is this is a lowercase L and then apostrophe and uppercase A for Alberta, for l'Alberta. The big difference here is some of the French Jump Math lessons have PowerPoints and some do not. So if you're a French teacher, you'll just have to scoot through the different teacher guides and lessons that are there to see what they have for support. So I'm going to actually take you to the Jump Math website. I had a little difficulty earlier getting in, so I'm going to go to the Resource Center. When I click on that, when I log in, I can go down to Teacher Resources. And it just takes a quick second here. And then the easiest way for me to access what I need is to go to my grade. So I'm going to choose grade 1, for instance, and then I'm going to filter. And that'll take all the kindergarten, grade 2, grade 3 information away. And then you can see here that it tells you it's got a welcome to Jump Math, the classroom materials, teaching with Jump Math, how to create bonus questions. And then it goes through the Jump Math website, the mental math, calendar time, number talks, letters to parents and guardians. And then it comes into, there's many black line, like the black line masters that you might need. But what is interesting is this is now into unit 2, I think it is. Yeah. So we have the introduction and it is tells you unit 1, unit 2, and it goes through all of the things. There's 23 pages worth of information there for you. Now, I'm going to just click and show you very quickly what it brings up, and I'll refer to this a little later in the slide presentation. So I'm going to just pop back to it. Now, these are readily available, again, like I say, on EPD in the math, as well as through new curriculum on EPD. When you click on new curriculum, you can actually just hit the Google site and then it'll take you to this frame. So what Jump Math resources have been provided for you from NCIS, the new curriculum implementation support team? Well, if you were one of the teachers that are here, and that's because you ordered Jump Math, you will be getting the assessment and practice books, one for each of your students. And again, those are the consumable books that your students will be using. And it's important to notice here that these are not to be photocopied, as there is copyright on them. And again, with any copyright that we have, it's like 10% of any given resource. So with that, they will be able to use those books as in the classroom. They are also not meant to be sent home for homework. So we are really encouraging the JUMP training through the sessions, and also on their website, they have webinars that you can go to, and we have that linked on the Google site. You'll also be getting one teacher guide per grade for those schools who ordered Jump Math. So if your school has ordered the Jump Math in, even for one grade, those schools will be getting a teacher resource manual that will get cataloged in your library, and you'll be able to share and use within it. But again, the Jump Math website also having those downloads, you'll be able to download those units that you are working with onto your own computer and use them in your classroom. You can find the teacher resource guide also at New Learn Alberta. It is a little cumbersome though, so if you use it from the Jump Math website, I think you might find it a little bit easier, because the caution with the New Learn Alberta site is some of the units have been downloaded in their entirety, meaning all 1,200 plus pages of the teacher manual have been downloaded. So you have to be really careful when you're printing them off that you don't just hit print and then all 1,200 pages go to your printer. So we're asking teachers just to do that Microsoft to PDF print, and then you can print which pages you actually need. Now, when it comes to planning supports, what's really important for us with the Jump Math is they have provided the new correlations for the programming. And so I have two links here for you in this slideshow. The first one is Shelley has put on the math site, and we have linked it as well, is the curriculum correlation and table of contents for 2022. So this is the annotated table of contents and the correlation, meaning they've got the Alberta lessons that are being added into the table of contents. Just note moving forward, the practice and assessment book or assessment and practice book will not have any of the new things downloaded into it or printed into it. They are just keeping it online with the digital access. So if I click here, it'll take me to the Jump Math Resource Support site on our EPD. And then all you need to do is click on the table of contents. And what it is it has all of the things you need to know, what is required, what's recommended, and what's optional. And then it also says it has now been aligned with the Alberta 2022 K-6 mathematics curriculum. Well, right now we're just K-3, and we're not providing the kindergarten program for that. Now, when you scroll through it, what is recommended is that you print this off and add it into the front of your teacher resource when you get it. So I'm going to just go back. Now, the other part that Shelley has put on here, because in the meantime, as we were waiting for the assessment and practice books, we didn't have access to the units. Jump Math gave us special permission to put them online for you to be able to print off. But as of this week, the grade 1, let's see, it's November 28th today. So the grade 1 books will be coming shortly to your schools, and all the others should have been distributed. And so we would click here, and it would take you to a file in the drive, and then you can go ahead and click your grade, and then you can click the unit that is there, and this would be unit 1.1, and then so it has the pages available to you that you do have permission to print off at that time. So I'm going to just close that out. Okay, we'll go on to planning with JUMP. So we really encourage you to take the webinars if you haven't been using JUMP in your classroom previous to this year. And if you have an opportunity, I did have some professional growth opportunities. We still have one coming up in December. It is on a wait list as of today, November 28th, but please put yourself on the wait list. You never know, a spot might be open for you, and then you will get a guest teacher for December 14th coming up. You can use many different avenues to get to the PowerPoint, the clicking again for direct access and going to the website. So what is it when I'm planning with JUMP that I need to know? Well, some of the things you need to know is that in each of the lessons, they are structured in a particular way. So they have the title of the lesson, they have the pages that you will be using or may be using, your choice with the practice and assessment books. They have the vocabulary that you will need to have that you'll be introducing or working with in the lesson off to the side. The other thing, they have prior knowledge that is required. So for this lesson, what are my goals? They will state them at the top. They will show you the prior knowledge that should be required to do this lesson, and then they will give you the materials that you will need to have for each of those lessons. And moving forward, it's great planning to plan ahead, like to go through a few of the lessons and see what you need to have made for that. They're not really, I'm going to use the word jump, a lesson that you can just pull up and jump into on a Tuesday that you haven't really read about previously. And so it shows you also, again, what the unit or the lesson name is. And so this is like unit 3-21. Adding tens and adding ones, this came from grade 3. It also gives you an extended vocabulary list depending on which unit or lesson you are doing. So a lesson overview looks something like this. Each of the lessons will start out with a mental math minute. Next will be the modeling part. The lessons are scaffolded and it lets the teacher know when to ask or what to say or when to prompt. And you will find this directly in the lesson pages itself. So I just highlighted where it says say, where it says ask, and on some of the lessons, it has the word prompt in there as well. I did this lesson with a group of grade threes, and strategically for me, it was one of those lessons you could just go ahead and read through, and you have your children, your students do it, and they really followed along well. The quote here, the A&P books are used for only 10 to 15 minutes after the lesson. This is where you get to decide whether or not a child needs more practice, or they might just need to show you one question that needs to be done. And you don't have to have the whole page done to assess with um, what that child has learned in that lesson. If you've seen it on a whiteboard or you've seen it on a piece of paper that they've been able to get it or they've been able to have that conversation with you, that is part of your assessment piece. So moving forward, we have the Jump Math Classroom Materials and Assessment Practice Books. Again, you can go on to YouTube and I've linked it here for you. John Mighton has a few Mighton Math Minutes out there. And Shelley has also linked these on the Math EPD site for you. So at this time, I just like to say, if you have any questions or you need assistance, remember that I'm just an email away and you can reach me. And I really do hope that you have fun jumping into Jump Math. So take it from there, enjoy it, have fun with your kids. And again, if you have any questions, please reach out to me.